We got a bigger one. We got a bigger one. So I've got little stones in there. Just trying to get it down on the bottom. I can't lift it. This fish is huge. Absolutely huge. I struggle to get out of the water on my own. It's filling up the whole of this massive mat like. Whoa! So I've had an absolutely fantastic start here at Park of the Brenta in Italy. Interesting weekend, went to the show. I wasn't actually working, I was visiting friends and helping out a little bit, but wasn't specifically working there, and had a really good time. Fantastic hotel, lovely food, good company, and now I've got 4 days and 4 nights on here, and it's just been a great start. Got the rods out pretty quick before I set the bivvy up or anything else, because it's nice and sunny, and straight away I had a couple of little liners, not a lot, just a couple of little flicks that seemed a little bit out of the ordinary, and one of the rods roared off. Up a double 20-pound mirror, but a great big confidence booster, absolutely awesome. And then I got a few more liners, had a really sort of strange aborted pickup, and then the right hand rod, which I've got on a really slack line, just roared off, and it was another fish about 20-pound there or thereabouts. I think there's a stock fish from the stock pond that have been introduced this year for the future. And here we have fish number 2. Hey, great start, really chuffed. It's a real confidence booster when you're getting fish straight away. There's some absolutely massive fish in here. I've seen one roll as well, 2 actually. You know, for the middle of February, it's absolutely fantastic to see that kind of activity. It feels like a spring day really. I'm gonna have to take this crazy woolly hat off in a minute. Basically, when I fish here, you can double bag it because it's so deep, fishing with PVA bags, and that will hold down to the bottom. But I tend to just fish the areas that I want to fish, cast the rod out, and when it hits the surface of the water, I just let the bow arm go. I don't tension up on it, I'll just get that lead and bag down to the bottom as quick as possible, because I've only got a single bag on there. So there's a nice pile on the bottom working, so fingers crossed we're going to get a big one. I'll come back to you. So this is my little bag rig, just a little 10mm dumbbell pop up on there. It's very simple setup really, nothing too complicated. So I'm just popping this on the hair. I've got a size 4 crank X on there, and because of the weight of the hook, and it is a heavy hook, there's no need for any shot or putty or any kind of weight on there. Acts a little bit like a wafter, I suppose, just sitting up off the hook, just like that. And that goes in a solid bag. And what I've done here, I've taken the insert out of the inline lead, and I've just put a swivel on the end of the safe zone leader. And then I suppose this is a sort of bolt shocker rig, because when that picks it up, it just hits that, so it gives the bolt effect, but then it can run as well, and that stops the fish trying to work off the lead, but also makes the rig extremely safe. If I do break off during a fight or in a cast or something, that can easily get rid of that lead. Nice and simple tactics with the solid bags. Let's whip one up and get one out there. I'm just going to show you what I do to make the solid bags. Let's open the bag up a little bit. I'll take the rig, I'll drop the lead in first, let that go down to the bottom, and I'll put the lead side on at the bottom so that the rig is going up one side. I can keep an eye on that then, just hook out at the top, and the leader is going up the other. And then I just put a little bit of mix in. So in this mix, I've got local pellet that he feeds the lake, little 3mm pellet. I've got the new tiger nut pellet, and then I've got the active stick mix as well in there, and that creates a little bit of cloud and that coming off the bottom. I've actually filmed this stuff in the in tanks. It's absolutely awesome. So I'll probably just over half fill the bag there. Then I'll drop the rig in and I'll push the hook bait over to one side so you can see the hook bait there, and then I'm checking where the line layer of the rig is inside so it doesn't get frapped up in there. So it's all working nicely there. I'll put a little bit more mix on the top. One of the keys to doing these bags is not overfilling it, so you've got a nice bit of excess bag at the top for tying it up with, so you can still see the hook bait sitting there. Just trim off them bits there. Then I'm just going to lick my fingers, create a little bit of moisture onto the tape, and then I'll just wrap that around a little bit. I don't go too tight with this. Again, I'm not being really particular because I'm fishing 60 or 70 yards out, so I'm not really worried about that. What I've done by having the lead here is I've got all the weight forward, so the thing should fly pretty well anyway. So just nick the corners a little bit, again moisten that up, then fold it over, and then the same the other side. You can really start to tighten it down now. Pushing the ground bait and pellet mix in there, and then just folding that over. Now you can work the bag a little bit just to make it a little bit more aerodynamic, and by doing it like that I can still see the hook bait in the middle here, and then basically the lead weight being forward. Because it's quite deep water here, what I'm doing is I'm casting out, and then I'm not feathering it down through the water slowly, I'm just letting it drop really quick. So I'm hoping that lands on the bottom like with a bit of a bang there, with the lead facing down, and then the bag break down, and then you've got the little wafter sticking up there off a very big size 4 hook. It seems to be doing the business here. Nice and simple. What I'm doing at the minute is tying a few of these up ready. I'll just pop them in a little plastic bag, ready to go. Another fish in the night, just small again. Another one about £20. Come over here for the great big Italian fish. I'm on pest control at the minute. Right, let's get this one back. Hoping this one's a little bit bigger. This will be fish number 4. I just want a chunk now really. Cold old night last night, must have been -3, -4 I reckon. It's still cold now, it's definitely below 0 still. Although the mat and that has started to defrost. Just kind of swum into the net, that one. We got a bigger one. We got a bigger one. Foul lump. Really chuffed with that. It's nice to get better fish. I can't lift it. 50.5 of Italian common. This is what we come all the way for. All the flights, all the transfers. Absolutely awesome fish. There's some huge fish in Park of the Brenta. Absolutely massive carp. Hey. Superb, I'm really chuffed with that. Sunrise on the Alps this morning, rod roars off, £50 Italian common. Just going to quickly show you the method that I'm using here. Just feeding these tiger nut pellets. Not putting too many in a funnel web bag, small handful, and then taking a stone, dropping that in. Quite small bags really, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm feeding, or I'm fishing with solid bags, and then I'm just feeding these pellets over the top, so just catapulting these out. I'm putting the stone in there just to create a bit of weight and get it down to the bottom. It's quite deep out there, nearly 20 foot, so get it down to the bottom really quickly before the mesh breaks down. Really simple method, and it's catching me the fish. So the whole point of using this little mesh bag trick is to create little piles of bait out there on the bottom, similar to what I'm fishing with the solid bags, rather than fishing something different. If you were going to spom it or spot it over the top, by the time that landed on the bottom it'll be over a huge area in that depth. So I've got little stones in there, just trying to get it down on the bottom as quick as I can to create nice little piles, and then fish a solid bag over the top. Thought I'd show you around my wheels. Absolutely love this van. It is proper mouldy. I absolutely love it. Check it out. A few spider webs in it as well. It's a proper wreck. A proper carpy wagon this. Every time I've been to Park of the Brenta, I've enjoyed racing about with this. Just check it's not in gear, but listen to it, it purrs. Clutch is a bit dodgy, but other than that, superb. Look at that. That's carp number 5. Cracking golden colours on this one. Really chuffed this morning, a little bit overcast today. A little bit colder and a little bit raining, but it was to be expected. Right, I'm going to get this one back, get the rod back out and keep trying. 24 hours to go. Let's see if we can get a monster. You beauty. Oh, superb. Yes. I've got these soaking, not a lot, it's probably about third half kilo boilies. They've been soaking for now nearly 48 hours. I've not put any boilies out really at all. And now I'm going to introduce just a few at a time. Just going to put them out of a catapult. I think if I put them out of a stick, they'll break down. They'll break up one with a throwing stick. So just going to put them out of a catapult. Just flick a few about and see if we can entice a monster. Fingers crossed. I've just got an absolute monster in the net. I honestly think this might be a PB for me. It's definitely a PB common, which is £52. I don't know how big it is. It looks massive to me. I don't know if it's just me. I've had a couple of sturgeon during the night. Last night and one the night before. I thought I'd hooked up with one of them again. It's quite a good scrap. That thing is massive. Right, let's settle the tripod and that up to weigh it, and then we'll see. Superb. Shaking. I'm going to show the hook hold on this. It's just cock on in the middle of the bottom lip there. Absolutely bang on. This fish is huge. Absolutely huge. I struggled to get out of the water on my own. It's filling up the whole of this massive mat. Like, whoa! This is absolutely crazy. I struggled to get it up on this sling. A 65 pound, absolutely immense carp. I'm so chuffed. This thing is massive, absolutely huge. Super. Yeah? I'm over the moon, man. What a beast. Chuffed with that, man. Chuffed. £65 Italian carp. Absolutely superb creature. Yes! Oh, I'm so chuffed with that. I'm cold, I'm wet now, absolutely buzzing.